Hi everyone, Tony from Hack the Movies here, and today we're talking about Anaconda from 1997. Is it still awesome? Let's find out today on Talking About Tapes.
Tapes, we're talking about tapes.
Johanna, we have to be very careful because I'm currently being attacked by an anaconda. It's going to eat me, and I'm very, very scared. And it reminded me of the movie Anaconda, which is why I decided to review it today. Are you scared of this giant anaconda?
No. Absolutely not. It's pretty cute.
It's not cute. It's about to kill me. And it's going to swallow me, and it's going to...
You're little sneaky.
It's going to throw me up,
You're
all
little
right?
sneaky.
We also have to be careful.
Regurgitate.
Yeah, that's true. We have to be careful about another thing. We're talking about a giant reptile on a podcast on YouTube. And we used to do that a lot. And we lost that. Casilla versus the Pod Monster is up on Rumble, everyone's second favorite streaming platform and video platform. We will bring it back soon, hopefully, but it still exists on all the podcast apps as well. So our catalog still exists. Go back and watch them now. Anyway, Anaconda from 1997. Did you see this in theaters? I'm asking for the first time because I didn't screw up the recording.
No, I did not see this in theaters. The first time I saw it, it was on some TV channel, and I watched it there.
And it had an effect on you?
It made me really love snakes.
You know,
And I was just like, wow,
me too.
snakes make that noise?
Yeah, they really do. People used to say there were snakes in like the parks where we grew up, but I never saw them. Like, there can't be snakes in there. I would hear them screaming all the time. I didn't know that. It's a very educational film.
Yeah.
So I saw this in the theaters. This was a big family movie night. My grandfather loved B schlocky kind of movie stuff, and this is the post-Jurassic Park, let's take a B movie idea and give it like an A-list budget with big special effects. This was one of them. The Relic was another one. Trying to think of like the other movies that cashed in. Well, famously, Lake Placid. Yes, actually, yes, Lake Placid would eventually come and do that. And then Godzilla, Mighty Joe Young.
Oh, I love that movie.
Yeah. And, you know, we would have gotten King Kong if people saw Deep Rising, but they didn't see Deep Rising. Is that a secret King Kong prequel? Did I spoil it? Go back and watch the Deep Rising episode to find out. Or listen to the commentary track. I can't believe you didn't call it earlier. Thought that was a King Kong prequel.
It just didn't click. It wasn't until the end where I was like, wait a minute.
So yeah, this was like a big family movie. My grandfather eventually got the tape. Not this one. This is a newer tape, which I just knew off the top of my head. I didn't learn that from...
I didn't read from the back.
I didn't learn that 10 minutes ago.
2001?
when we were recording and my audio levels were boosted way too high. Don't play footage of that, me. Hi everyone, Tony from Hack the Movies here, and today we're talking about Anaconda from 1997. We were all excited for this film. We had a blast in the theater. Much like...
That feels like that would be a fun experience to see in a theater.
Much like Lake Placid was. Saw both these bad boys in the theater. Why do we keep bringing up Lake Placid? Well, one, we reviewed it. We reviewed it to honor the memory of Betty White. And
yeah.
And I definitely...
Didn't just cash in on that.
Definitely didn't text Johanna going, we're doing Lake Placid to cash in on Betty White dying. We did it to honor her memory. But it turns out the films were very similar, had the same kind of fans, and they would cross over down the line. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But yeah, it was time to go back and talk about Anaconda. Louis Loza's Anaconda. And if you're in Peru, maybe you know this guy. This is his big American film, but then it got like 6 Razzies, not very good reviews. So they said, you go to Peru. And he went to Peru and he opened up a production company. He makes a bunch of films.
Good for him.
Good for him.
Good for him.
And this has become a cult classic since then. And it got a bunch of sequels, only one in the theaters, but it got a bunch of sequels. So
Fine.
Unappreciated genius. You know him?
Yeah.
And the guy who did Ghost Ship and 13 Ghosts.
They should get together.
We're gonna get them both together. We're gonna get them together.
I'll also join in. Be like, this is, guys.
We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. It has to be on a boat. That's
Yeah. We talk about a lot of boat movies together.
Well, not so much recently. I found a better boat person. She's a boat captain. You think you can compete with that?
Well, I don't want to drive a boat, so no.
I don't want to drive a boat either, which is ironic because I used to have a boating license and I only drove a boat once.
I drove a jet ski once.
I couldn't tell you how to drive a boat. How did I get that license?
That's scary.
I only did it once. We should hang out with Captain Boomies. Not on a boat. I'll get sick, but we should just hang out with Captain Boomies.
I'll hang out on a boat. I won't get sick.
Yeah, you won't. Anyway, yeah, so this has become a cult classic. We all kind of love it. And before this before this Anaconda eats me, we better talk about the movie. Will you do the honors of reading the back of the box?
What? Me reading?
Yes.
Oh, what?
For the first time.
Yeah. Watch, I'm going to totally butcher it this time.
I'll splice in from the previous take.
Which is better. Oh, I didn't read this top one. Anaconda is like Jaws on the Amazon River. Ooh.
Wow, that actually sounds like a less exciting Jaws because there's not a lot of damage the shark can do.
Well, thanks, Susan Granger, for making it sound boring.
Like a snake on the Amazon River is exciting because it can leave the river. A shark on the river wouldn't be exciting because it wouldn't be able to leave the river.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway. Anaconda is an action-packed thriller starring sexy Jennifer Lopez, the wedding planner, rap superstar Ice Cube, Three Kings, Academy Award winner Jon Voight, 1978 Best Actor Coming Home Pearl Harbor, and Eric Stoltz, Almost Famous. And that's how we figured out this is a newer tape.
Yes.
And actually,
you know what's funny?
And it says right there, 2001.
The original tape was just the poster of the movie with the snake's eyes. But this is clearly she became a bigger actress. Ice Cube made...
I just realized it's here.
If you can't breathe.
If you can't breathe, you can't scream.
Ice Cube, who was,
Ice Cube.
Ice Cube, who was like, at this point, he wasn't, like, he did Boys in the Hood, but he was still like a rapper trying to transition to actor. He had done it at that point. And then Jon Voight, of course, was in Pearl Harbor and Lara Croft Tomb Raider with his daughter.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. So they're like, put their faces on the box.
I like the first Tomb Raider movie.
We reviewed it. Well, not me and you, but I reviewed it on the channel.
Mean to me. Anyway, a documentary film crew headed by anthropologist Steve Kale, Stoltz, and director Terry Flores, Lopez, ventures into the world's most isolated jungle, the Amazon, in search of a lost and forgotten civilization. Wow, I'm totally not repeating myself. Why are they bothering these poor people? Maybe they won't want to be bothered. Leave them alone.
They're lost. They're out there.
Lost to these people, not to themselves.
They're lost. They've got these giant anacondas around them. And they're like...
Maybe that's their god.
I hope some guy with a weird accent comes in with a gun and takes these stakes down.
Oh my god.
Also, what's a gun? I don't know.
Early in their journey, they come to the aid of Paul Cerrone, a Paraguayan... See? Paraguay...
You did that perfectly.
Skipping. Who joins... Paul Cerrone, who joins their expedition. But Cerrone is actually a poacher on the trail of a legendary snake. When Cerrone hijacks the boat and its crew on its quest to track and kill the giant snake, he steers the expedition right into the path of the deadly monster.
Yeah.
Get ready for a wild scare-minute thrill ride, because Anaconda will grab you and take your breath away. If you can't breathe, you can't scream. I totally did the other one so much better. I hate you so much.
That snake, this snake. Wait, this snake is gonna take my breath away. That's from Top Gun.
And now we're getting claimed.
Oh, yeah, because I sang it so well. All right. It opens up with some bullshit text about snakes that are probably all made up facts. Like, when they're not satisfied with their meal, they'll throw it up so they can eat again.
So... with my ball python.
Okay.
When you feed him, you don't touch him for 2 days because they have fucking sensitive stomachs and will just throw up.
Yeah.
That's the only reason you shouldn't be, like...
What do they do in the wild? When they can't control anything, they're just throwing up all the time.
Yeah, because they're just throwing up and then they got to go hunt again. I mean, my snake's also a fucking idiot because, like, I feed him the frozen mice.
Yeah.
So I just, like, defrost it or whatever, and then I warm it up so it's, like, you know, nice and warm so it smells like a real fucking mouse.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a real mouse, but, you know, I go and dangle it in, and it's right here in front of him, and he just is like, huh? And I'm like, it's not even moving. What are you doing? He just goes like, huh? And I'm like, and then he's looking there like, what? Where did it go? And I'm like, it's right here. So snakes are stupid.
Yeah.
Snakes are stupid.
I feel like in the wild, a lot of them eat eggs. They're like, well,
Probably.
that thing's not gonna leave. That thing's not gonna run away from me.
But also, like, once they eat, like, they're good.
Yeah. You know what?
They're good.
Until we find out a twist that isn't really filmed like a twist, I have a lot of problems with the one snake in this. But yeah, so the regurgitating thing. When I was a kid, I believed that. Then I got older and was like, oh. Because snakes will literally, anacondas and shit will literally die because they got a little too carried away. They're like, I can eat this whole deer.
The snakes in general.
They find them dead, and they're like, turns out they could not eat that
whole
choke.
Because they can't breathe, because it's just one giant, like, long noodle. Like,
they're like, I got this. I'll be fine.
Yeah, snakes are stupid.
So it opens up. Scare a minute.
Scare a minute.
It opens up with Danny Trejo, of all people, running around, and the Evil Dead camera is chasing him. That didn't sound like Danny Trejo's voice.
No.
The sounds he was making, I'm just like, I've watched a lot of Danny Trejo movies, and he should be like, that's how he sounds. Sounded like whoever's doing the ADR did not sound like Danny Trejo.
Whatever.
But yeah, the Evil Dead camera is chasing him. He decides to climb up on a pole. And then the snake slowly makes its way up. And he has a gun. He can just shoot. And the snake gets right in his face. We don't see the snake. It's the POV. And he has plenty of time to just hold his hand out and just go bang. But instead, Danny Trejo's like, I give up. And he unalives himself. I used the YouTube safe word. Yeah, but I like that the gunshot goes off and then you hear
This movie.
I forgot how much noise the snake makes. The snake makes a lot of noise. And then we see J-Lo in the Amazon.
Jenny from the block.
Jenny from the block. She's on her computer, her Apple computer. She hears something outside.
Is it the snake?
No, it's not the snake. It's like nothing. I mean, it's probably a snake in the water. I don't know what it is, but it's like nothing. But they made sure that we see a little bit of her butt when she gets up and walks away from the camera. Everyone's obsessed with her butt for years. I mean, I get it. It's nice. But I don't know. Do they show off her butt anymore? I don't watch any of her stuff. She was in that Netflix movie last month, and I'm like, no, we're not watching.
Oh yeah, that really bad one. That, like, didn't she, like, produce it or write it or something like that? Something like that,
The one
right?
with the robot suit? I don't know.
She did something with it. I don't
Yeah.
know. She's interesting.
She broke up with Ben Affleck again. Again. He can't catch a break, that guy. Yeah, so she's a documentary filmmaker. And she comes in. Eric Stoltz comes in. And he's like, hey, I have info on the missing tribe who are lost and want to be found. That's the only thing people know about them. They're like, we wish people would find us. We're so bored. So yeah, that's what they're looking for. She's there to document it. The next day, Ice Cube is having a good day. He didn't even need to use his AK. They made
He's a rapper.
Yeah, they made sure to have
He's
like
a
the rapper
rapper.
like reference stuff, and it's like, okay, all right, guys, this is like stereotype the movie.
It really is.
Although he is a cinematographer, so he has a good eye. He's the video, he's the camera guy. And then there is Mateo. By the way, I'm not going to use any of their names, but I'm just letting you know Mateo is homeless Gambit because he's Cajun. He looks like Gambit from X-Men, but if he like didn't have powers and didn't live at the X-Mansion, this is what he would be doing. He'd be in the Amazon being a con man. It's like
yeah. Yep.
he drives the boat. And then we have snobby British guy.
So we review his movies a lot. He's Bruce's May in Titanic.
Yep.
He's the friggin' another British snob in The Mummy.
The Mummy.
Now there's this. I'm pretty sure there's another movie we're forgetting about.
We should go through his IMDb and see if there's anything.
How many
else.
movies we've
Let's
seen?
just review movies with him from now on.
Call him up and get him in an episode.
And then we have, in her prime, the beautiful Carrie War from Sliders and Beastmaster 2 Through the Portal of Time and Hellraiser Deader. And you knew she was in Hellraiser Deader because since you're such a good friend and you love My Cousin Monica, you watched our bonus episode on Hellraiser Deader for our bonus series, A Bloodline, a Hellraiser show, available on Patreon.
Oh, it's on your Patreon? I
Yeah.
don't give you money.
Well, good news. If you don't want to give me money monthly for under $10, I forget the exact dollar amount off the top of my head, you can buy the whole series, like a 7-hour-long video, and watch me force my cousin Monica to review Hellraiser movies because she's terrified of Pinhead.
You know what, Tony?
Yeah.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to buy it, and I'm going to watch every single fucking one when I'm on that 14-hour plane ride to Tokyo.
You can watch it twice because it's 7 hours.
Yeah, I can just. I'll have it fucking on repeat, and the flight back. It's all I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take notes.
You got to watch it a second time so you don't miss anything we might have said.
No, I'm gonna watch it 4 times. It's just fucking repeat, just the entire time.
And you're going to go and be like, wow, what a deal.
I really want to hear Tony talk for over 14 hours.
And if you're not sold on the Hellraiser series, I did put the first episode up free on this channel for the first movie. So if you like that, you'd be like, and you're like, I want to see him torture his cousin more.
Cousin?
Yeah, my cousin. Did I add a T to it?
Mm-hmm.
No, I didn't.
What is it called when
Spouse.
a thing begins with an H?
Spouse.
You were too quick with that.
Okay. And Carrie War. She is dating Owen Wilson. Wow.
Wow.
Wow. It's Owen Wilson. Wow.
Ka-chow.
Is it just me or does the jungle make you really, really horny?
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck is up with him because any type of humidity, whatever, I'm dying. Don't touch me. Like, don't even look at me. What do you mean it gets you horny?
Get some horny.
Yeah, well, spoilers, get some killed too.
Yeah. By the way, okay, so I know there's a lot of stereotypes in this. And I thought they were exaggerated. I'm like, oh, the stoner sound guy? That must be like an exaggeration. And the brief time I worked in TV, we had several sound guys. And I'm here to tell you, that stereotype exists for a reason. I feel like most of the sound dudes were on some. There was one who was like a problem. Like he was on a little too much. Or it's like, oh man, this dude needs to fucking relax. So that's one stereotype that's true. Sound guys are apparently stoners. Who'd have thought? Anyway, so they take off on their journey. They're all excited. Eric Stoltz is like, I'm so glad Michael J. Fox didn't get this role. Well, Eric Stoltz has the best role in the movie. He really lucked out with this one. He's like, I don't know if I want to be in a giant snake movie. And they're like, don't worry, Eric. You'll never be in a scene with a snake. He's like, sign me up. I'm in.
Yeah,
So,
the entire time.
He wakes up once in the middle, and I don't even think they tell him about this thing. That must have been a weird conversation at the end of the movie when he comes to, and they're like, all right, so there was a snake. Anyway.
Yeah, he only fought Jon Voight. That's it.
Speaking of Jon Voight, on their journey, it starts raining, and they come across a guy who's shipwrecked, and it's Donald Trump's friend, Jon Voight. He's there.
An American hero.
Both of them.
Yeah.
Both of them are American
American
heroes. He's great in this. Now, I never met anyone from Paraguay, but I imagine that they're all like this. Hey, listen, man. He sounds like Steven Seagal now that I'm doing the voice.
Was he doing the thing because, like, he got bit by the snake? Because remember, he has that scar. Is it like, did that, like, just, like, deform him and make him, like, just... Or is he just thinking that's, like, a hard thing to do?
Johanna, I just think he wanted to use a funny accent and just goof off. I don't think he really cared. But, like, I'm glad he did. because he's
It's
the
so
most
fucking
memorable
funny.
thing in the movie. like if he had not gone as hard as he did and chewed the scenery as much as he did, no one would really talk about this movie that much.
No, I agree, because everybody else just kind of just there.
Yeah. Like, you think Lake Placid, other than Betty White, I mean, there's good actors in it, they're fun characters, but no one is on this level.
Yeah, no.
God, that would have been the dream sequel. Somehow Jon Voight survives and he shacks up with Betty White. they get their alligators and snakes to hang out with each other. Anyway. Crocodile. Sorry, it was crocodile. So they pick him up. He's like, thank you so much for picking me up, man. Thank you.
You sound Cajun.
Sorry, I did Mateo. I guess I got Homeless Gambit mixed up. Speaking of which, he does recognize Homeless Gambit. They give each other a look. Like, I know you too.
He's looking at him like this.
The
other one's just like-
it's always like his head's back too. He's like,
Always just.
don't screenshot us doing that.
Now you're gonna make him screenshot.
So the next day they're like, wow, Jon Voight can spearfish. He literally is just like, hey, here we go, man. I don't know what accent that is.
I don't even know.
I think it started. I think I turned into Watto from Star Wars for a second. Hey, only thing. And what's Watto? I can never tell if he's Middle Eastern or Italian. It's very confusing.
Oh my god.
And what I'm saying is,
I'm gonna say Italian because greedy.
Whoa. So he gives his backstory that he's from Paraguay, and he tried to be a priest, and then
And he failed.
No, he didn't fail. Who said I failed? I didn't fail.
Fail? Who says I failed? I didn't fail.
He said he left. And snobby British guy, so you're a failed priest? I would be a little mad too. I'd be like, no, that's not what happened. But then he was like, well, my calling for the Lord didn't work out. I have another calling. Catching snakes. To make boots and jackets, I guess.
Boots and pants and boots and pants.
Boots and pants and boots and pants and boots and pants. That's how he says it. He goes, yeah, I make boots and pants and boots and pants and boots and pants.
And boots and pants and boots and pants.
It's an Italian Steven Seagal. We'll get the accent right at some point.
No, we won't. Your snake's looking at me a little funny.
Be careful. He might get you next.
No. We know what's going on.
When he's done killing me very slowly.
Yeah, just regurgitate you, and then he's gonna come for me. You're gonna wink at me too.
Yeah. Like, so I don't like that he calls Carrie Wurr baby bird. Makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Hey, baby bird. Hey, baby bird. Be careful, baby bird. Guys, dating advice, Tony here. Meet a cute girl. I want you to call her baby bird. And let me know how it works out. I think we're going to get all our fans laid, right?
Don't do that.
No, do it.
Don't do that.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Do it.
Don't do it.
Say baby bird. And do it. Yeah, do it in the accent.
Yeah,
do it in the accent.
get it.
Go, all right. So you're at a bar. Go up. Hey, baby bird. I used to be a priest. And like pretend you're Jon Voight from Anaconda. You probably would get girls if you acted like this guy. I mean, we all know what kind of girls they would be, but you would probably clean house.
Depending on the bar.
Depending on the bar and what kind of people they are. I feel like I know a lot of girls that would be like, yeah, I'm real into that guy. I'm like, that guy's a problem. And like, yeah, I'm real into him. So let me know how it works out. Report in the comments. I called a girl baby bird and this is how it went. Let me know. And if they yell at you and be like, well, it was Johanna from Hack the Movies who told me to do it. But you know what made me really happy was seeing Carrie Wurr dance. And J-Lo's nips were just shooting out of her shirt.
They really were.
Yeah.
Free the nipple.
Yeah, free the nip, free the nip. Not on YouTube. Oh, God, we're going to lose it. No, censor. Always be wearing clothes. Always. You trying to get this channel nuked, too? What are you doing? What are you doing to me? What are you doing to me?
I'm trying to ruin your whole life. It was my long game. All started in high school. I was like, this motherfucker, I'm going to take him out. It's
really long.
Yeah, it's really.
That you're doing there.
I know. Took a lot of patience.
You're like the undercover cops that get too into it and then they become criminals. Like you got too into the character. Okay. Then they talk. Oh, so J-Lo and Eric Stoltz. It's implied that they had a previous fling.
Yes.
And
I like their little romantic music that just randomly
yeah.
pops up every now and again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess they had worked on other documentaries before, but this is going to be her big one. And he, speaking of dating advice, he tries to get her in the mood by talking about the mating habits of bugs, and he talks about bug sex. Guys, when you're at the bar and you see a lady, pull up your phone, look up how different bugs have sex, and describe it in graphic detail. Let me know how it goes. Leave it in the comments. Tony, I was at a bar, and I told them how millipedes have sex.
That'd be really fucking funny. Someone actually did it and got a girlfriend from that, and you're just like still alone.
Hey.
You have your snake.
I have my snake. That's what they call it.
Ew.
My Anaconda don't want none unless you have buns on.
I did want to open up this with being like, oh, I thought we were talking about the Nicki Minaj music video, but then I was like, no, I don't like her. I don't want to deal with her shit.
No, but Sir Mix-a-Lot, we're all on board
Oh,
with.
100%.
We're all on board with. So yeah, that's a turn on. She loves it. She's like, Eric Stoltz, tell me more about lightning bugs.
I love bugs. That's her special interest.
Also, so, by the way, scare a minute. Now watching this as an adult, I'm like, man, it takes a while for snake shit to happen. I
think it's like 45 minutes into the film.
Until a kill. Well, the first kill's off screen. Until a kill, yeah, it's like 40-something minutes. So this feels like maybe this was a scene they added to let you know that the snake will be there. But usually you do like they were smart in the beginning, the POV shot. But usually there's like a big reveal, like a big moment when you see the monster. Like Jurassic Park, you don't see the T-Rex until it finally pulls its head out. You hear it and stuff. Also,
What, me?
Yeah. Also with Jurassic Park, the raptors. You only see a glimpse of them in the beginning, and it's not until they...
It's the same with the Spinosaurus, too, in 3, where, it's just the boat and
yeah,
they
you
disappear.
get a couple quick glimpses of him, but it's not until he, like, puts his head in the plane.
I
that
love
you see.
Jurassic Park 3.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah, but this one, I'm like, okay. I for some reason, I misremembered it, that it was like a POV shot, but like, no. They just cut to the snake's face going, ah! And I'm like, oh, that was a bad reveal of the monster. Oh,
It was dark.
It was dark. Well, that's fine.
No, because it should have been more hidden, at least.
It should have been more hidden. That was like, it just took me out of it. And also, there's a big, this is early CGI. So they're still doing what Jurassic Park and all these movies did, cutting between animatronic and CGI. Some movies did it well. The problem is, like, the CGI snake moves very fluidly, and the animatronic snake does not move fluidly at all. It's very animatronic. At no point do I think this is a snake. It's almost like you...
The headshot, sure.
But, like, the body...
But when they start showing the body, then it's just like, all right.
We didn't get to the scene. There's one scene where the snake acts really well, and it was an accident, and I'll tell you about that.
Okay.
So it eats a panther. It squeezes it so much its eye pops out, which freaked me out as a kid.
And then the eye just sat there.
Yeah.
I thought they were going to find the eye later when I first saw it. No, it was just kind of just
no.
there.
By the way,
it was a thing that happened.
If you freeze frame the panther's face at one moment, the stuffed panther they have is like, ah! It's pretty funny. So yeah, it eats this panther, and I have it here. And now it will go away for a week or two to digest it and not want anything to do with people.
It's like you feed them my snake I feed every week, but they can actually go up to a month without eating.
Yeah.
But apparently the snake is just going and going.
Yeah. I think there is a way to explain this, but I want to get to the very end. I mean, obviously it's bad writing, but I think the movie accidentally figured out a way around that plot hole.
I think I know what you're gonna say. Yeah.
So then the next day, Ice Cube is playing rap music.
Really loud.
Yeah, and British guy.
He's trying to relax and play his golf, and then he has to listen to this rap music. rude.
Turn your music down,
That was
please.
so rude when he turned off his freaking radio. I would have smacked his ass off the boat.
Yeah, yeah. But while they're having a race war, they find an anaconda totem. It's like a big totem. That actually looks pretty cool. It's a dude like getting eaten, but in the back there's two smaller snakes sticking out. But it's left by the lost tribe. And if they're lost and they don't want to be found, why are they putting these anaconda totems up?
It's their god.
Yeah, but why would they put it out for everyone to see?
It's their land.
I think that was a welcoming. I think that's an invitation.
Oh yeah. Hey guys, come find us. Here's this giant snake eating this guy. That won't happen to you. No.
Well, they're sitting there
Not
like,
silly.
do you think outsiders will know that this means that we're friends with the snakes and we cuddle? And they go, yeah, they'll get it. Meanwhile, they're like, oh no, that means we're going to get eaten. Let's not go there. And the tribe's like, why has no one found us yet? We put our friendly snake statue out.
Was he cuddling you?
No, he's eating me.
Okay.
He's eating me. He has death in his eyes.
Yeah, there's death in his eyes, all right.
So Jon Voight like wants to take a route, and they don't want to take a route down the river. But then they
Don't
start.
want to go down that road.
Don't want to go down. All right. They start filming, and he just comes out of nowhere. I just love he just interrupts the film. He's like, "You don't think I know? I know what I know. Okay."
I know what I know. You can accept it or reject it. Leave me at the next village.
Cut.
Owen Wilson and Carrie War, while they're getting high, they decide to go in the woods
At night.
At night to listen to sounds.
Yeah, totally to listen to sounds.
They're gonna get it on. They're gonna get it on. But
You could not pay me to go into the Amazon rainforest at night with absolutely no protection just for hanky pank.
Yeah, that's like the last place.
Like, are you kidding me? And they were like immediately attacked.
Yeah, they were immediately attacked by a wild boar, which realistically is probably more deadly than an
Than the snake,
anaconda.
yeah.
To be honest, way more people die from boars. That's why we have a problem in this country right now. We have way too many wild boars. But Jon Voight saves them because he's our hero.
He shoots it right between. And then they eat it.
Hold on.
What did he say? Like
Food for a week.
Yeah.
Is Mateo, put it up. Food for a week. Now the next day, snobby British guy is blasting his opera.
How classy.
Take that, rap guy. It's like, oh wow. It's a very easy black-white humor right there.
Very 90s.
And you just know they're gonna become friends at some point. Okay, so they drive past like a bunch of vultures. There's a vulture that makes the eagle sound effect that you hear in every movie with any movie you see like an eagle flying, you know the sound of like the ee, but it's just a vulture sitting on like a log and it does the eagle sound. Like, what the fuck is going on there?
My turn? It's my turn.
It took me by surprise. Like, I would have not put that sound effect there. So yeah, Jon Voight, they get stuck. Their propeller gets stuck in a rope. Jon Voight offers to cut the rope. But Eric Stoltz is like, you know what? I'm going to use this as an opportunity to take a nap for the next 2 hours.
Because what does he start talking about? He talks about
A little catfish that
Yeah.
curls up your urethra and puts barbs and stays there. I don't know how it would live, but okay.
whatever.
That's scarier than an anaconda.
So was it the wasp that ends up in his
Okay, the
friggin'
wasp
throat
was
too?
something else. Yes. Yeah, so he goes down there to cut the rope, and they're framing it like a snake's going to attack. But instead...
How did the wasp get in there?
Oh, you missed that line of dialogue?
Did I?
Yeah, you missed the line of
Okay.
dialogue. I'll talk about it. There's a way it got in there.
Okay.
I don't know physically, but I could tell you who put it there. But yeah, he's all like, "Whoa." So they pull him up. And they're like, oh, there's something in his throat. Them cutting his throat still makes me cringe. And they slice his throat open. Like, I don't
the
like.
emergency trach.
Yeah,
You know what that reminds me of?
What?
Too, whatever.
Beetlejuice?
Red Eye.
Oh, Red Eye when she shoves the pen. I thought you said Beetlejuice, Juno smoking out of her.
Red Eye's a good movie.
I watched it once. Wes Craven.
It's a good movie.
Yeah, maybe I should watch it again. I mean, I love Cillian Murphy, my boy. We're in the same movie. I don't know if you ever saw that movie, The Dark Knight Rises.
to this day, I regret not going. I was just like, I don't feel like driving to Pittsburgh. I could have been a total asshole just like you, and it would have been funnier because I probably would have gotten a better seat, and I probably was actually in the movie.
Oh, you would have gotten... No, you're not... No. Okay. No one's allowed to talk about getting better seats in stadiums for another year. Because I'm mad at Crystal.
I heard.
I bought my WrestleMania tickets, which, by the way, there is a WrestleMania vlog on Patreon and for channel members. Fun weekend. That was a great weekend. And a good WrestleMania. It's hit or miss if it's going to be...
My girl won, so...
Huh?
My girl won, so...
I was going to have fun no matter what, but the fact that it was also like one of the best WrestleManias in years made it better. So I ordered my tickets in the nosebleeds like months in advance because I just wanted to be safe. I didn't want to look for tickets last minute. My friends got tickets last minute, but Crystal gets on the app, and then her and that fucking loser Kid Osborne get way better seats than me and my cousin, and they're still bragging about it. So no, you're not allowed to talk about stadiums and seating.
So what you're telling me is I 100% would have gotten better seats.
Probably.
Yeah.
But instead, you're not in a Batman movie. And Frank is also not in a Batman
Okay,
movie.
I'll hook up with my boy Elon Musk, and we will make a time machine, and I will go back in time, and yeah, we'll be okay.
Go back in time to where like his memes would have been funny.
Oh no, he's not allowed to do anything with the time machine. It's a one-use thing that I'm going to use, and I'm going to be like, I have to do this. It's going to be really important. It's going to save America, and instead of like going back to, like prevent 9/11 or something, it's going to be me getting an actual shot in the movie for The Dark Knight Rises. And I'll be wearing the same exact outfit that you were wearing.
You know what building they used for Wayne Enterprises in that?
I don't care.
Trump Tower.
Is it?
Yeah. That's why
American hero.
That's why he praised the movie so much when it came out.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know he praised it.
Yeah, that's why there's
Oh.
that picture of him with Christian Bale.
Oh.
It was because they were filming there.
That's funny.
Because they partially filmed in New York. Anyway,
We got to cancel that movie now.
Johanna, we can talk about Dark Knight Rises all day long, but we got to get back to Anaconda. Stop derailing the episode with Dark Knight Rises talk.
Okay.
This is why I've only put you on one episode this year, because you're constantly talking about Dark Knight Rises.
I got stopped by 2 people at the Mahoning. They were like, when are you filming again? We love your episodes. And I'm like, you talked to that one over there.
You know what? When people say you haven't been on a while, that means that those assholes were not watching Castle versus the Bibles. That's why it didn't occur.
There's a difference between Hack the Movies and Castle.
I know, but that's why it didn't occur to me. I'm like, what do you mean? Me and Johanna did a shit ton. I'm like, oh, it was all Castle. And also the whole time Jon Voight's creeping on J-Lo. He's like,
yeah, she's like just like getting the sweat off herself, and he's just sitting there like in the little hammock, and he's just like,
don't like it. So they want to turn back and get him to the hospital. Homeless Gambit doesn't want to drive because it's foggy. And Jon Voight's like, no, against the current, it'll take you 2 days. We take this route, extra cut out a day. And she's like, that's the same place you wanted us to go last time. He's like, yeah, but it's for a different reason this time. I know the people there, hospital. He's getting more broken English the more I do the accent.
yeah, I've noticed.
I'm gonna check my analytics. Do people in Paraguay watch our show?
This is for you guys.
It's like 0.0005%. There's one guy in Paraguay.
One person.
It's like, I gotta report this and then I'll lose the channel. I apologize to all the people in Paraguay. I'm sorry. I'll be hanging out with Jon Voight soon.
Oh my god.
They reluctantly go on this new path and they encounter a dam. And she's like, I thought you knew this river. Oh, sorry, Snake. I thought you knew this river. And he's like, this is new. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, you sound like Italian. Like it's like Italian with something else in there.
It's Steven Seagal being an Italian. That's what it sounds like. So yeah, he suggests blowing it up. And J-Lo's like, no. We got to think about like the ecological ramifications of this. And British guy who's been throwing golf balls into the water this whole time is like, just blow up the thing.
There's something down there.
That's right.
I really mean it.
I really mean it too.
The dam blows up and now there's snakes everywhere.
Oh no.
Babies.
Oh no.
They
all were definitely different snakes, by the way.
Yeah. So he keeps saying that they're baby anacondas. Even though they have completely different heads from the anaconda we see in this.
And colors and yeah.
Yeah, so this is the reverse of King Kong Lives, where they took baby alligators and tried to trick us into thinking they were adult alligators when they were King Kong's hand. When you're like, no, it's just a baby alligator. They took adult of whatever this type of snake was, and we're going to pretend that it's a baby anaconda. Neither of them worked. Neither of them convinced me at all. I do like that one snake is eating a frog. Did you see that? They
didn't see that.
Okay, there's one, because everything's happening so fast, but they give a close-up to a puppet snake that looks terrible, with a frog just sticking out of its mouth like this.
Huh.
And
the
then
one was eating the guy's fingy.
yeah, the one guy ate the finger, and he's like, go back. I love the whole time. He's like, babies, go back to your mother. Goodbye. Get the hose and stuff.
I like how the dude's like panicking about the friggin' snake, though. It's just like, you could easily take that off yourself. Like,
I mean, they have like weird teeth. It would be hard, but
not really.
I mean,
Like, so my snake, whatever, the way his teeth are, so here's his mouth or whatever, they go like this, though.
yeah.
So, like, he bit me or whatever, I can't just, like, yank. You have to,
Yeah,
like...
to push it forward. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember
But,
my iguanas used to bite me. That was because they would hold on, so I'd have to get like a spoon or something.
Remember when they would just spit in your face?
Yeah, they were into that.
Yeah, they were into
that. Yeah, I would have to get like a spoon or something like wide in their mouth. With alligators, they have to do like. You ever see people use knives to do like hunting knives? Like, oh god, we gotta do this. So yeah. Oh, while this happened, like all the fuel barrels like fell off the boat, which I did like seeing Jon Voight like jump to go grab them, and they're all just gone. And look, you know what? Let me know. Do fuel barrels not float in metal barrels? Do they not float on the water? Because they sink. I don't know if that's something they could do or not. I'm gonna pretend I know, but I feel like they would float. But let me know.
I guess it depends maybe about, like, how much is in there, maybe?
I don't know.
I guess it depends on the metal.
Yeah. Let us know in the comments. Would these fuel barrels float?
These specifically.
So now they're screwed. They're like, we have gas for like 100 kilometers. And then Carrie Ware, I'm just like, woman, stop using kilometers. Okay, you're American. All right. No one's impressed.
What's a kilometer?
Oh. Some kind of commie measurement. I don't know. Use miles like an American.
Hoagies per mile. Hoagies per, no, what was it? Miles per hoagie, I think it was. Someone was trying to make a Philadelphia joke, and I was freaking dying about it.
Yeah, I want that.
Hoagies per Wawa, that's what it was.
Yeah, that's what we got to do. I like that measurement. So they come across a shipwrecked boat, and homeless Gambit and Jon Voight go to investigate. And Ice Cube's like, I'm going to go too.
I'm going to film.
Yeah.
Like, why?
I did like his battery pack that looked like a cool like Batman belt or something that he had on his shoulder. That was battery pack. So Voight finds a newspaper in there, and it's him, homeless Gambit, and Danny Trejo holding a snake, all smiling, and he's just like, "Let me take that down."
Yeah, like how they just have like clippings of like pictures of themselves. Like,
I guess someone did a news report on how they're all snake bros. They find a crate, and they put it in the water to take back to the boat. Even though they're supposed to look for fuel, they found a crate. It has some very personal stuff in there for Jon Voight.
well, there was no fuel there, at all, right?
No,
yeah, so it didn't matter.
He didn't, because that was his. He knew he
duh.
could get snake stuff out of it.
Duh.
So yeah, he grabs his equipment. They make their way toward the boat. Mateo falls into the water, and R.I.P. homeless Gambit. The snake grabs him. The CGI snake grabs him, which it looks so weird. For something about the frame rate on the human bodies with the snake looks so bizarre.
It's just the way it wraps.
And the way it wraps, it's just they didn't figure it out yet.
Does it snap his neck?
Yeah, you know what? I think the Spinosaurus saw this movie in theaters and went, I'm going to be all about neck breaking. Because, yeah, the snake grabs his head and, like, turns it completely around.
Like it knew how to break his neck.
It just knew. It knew. It's a very big snake. It's killed a lot of things.
Yeah, you know snakes don't want to eat dead things? Just saying.
They probably would, though.
Well, yeah, because they're dumb.
I mean, if it's a fresh death, it probably doesn't matter.
Well, yeah, because you don't want it to, like, smell like pee and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Whatever, but
Like, if it breaks its neck, it's probably going to taste the same.
it was just to be dramatic.
I'm not a snake. I don't know.
I'm just talking about my experience with my snake. I mean, yeah, ask him.
No, I'm trying not to make him mad. I feel I'm slowly dying right now. You're not showing any kind of concern, all right? You're much like Jon Voight, who doesn't care that his friend is getting eaten by
I don't think he's going to be able to swallow your big head, so... Yeah, I brought it back because you cut it. Technically, it's cut out from the beginning when we first started this because your levels were off.
I am overdue for an LA trip. I need to go into that.
I still think you should sell bobbleheads. I think that'd be really funny. You can capitalize on the
If I
moment.
found a cheap way to do it, I would.
I'm just saying.
Really big.
I'm just saying. Yeah, like, it's like it's this big. The body's like this. It's like a pop figure.
Jon Voight does not care that Mateo died.
He's just kind of like, yeah, well, let's go. I got
like,
things to do.
I love that.
I got
She's like, we
things to
have to
do."
go back and look for him. He's like, maybe some other time.
Like,
Ice Cube goes to look for him, but only finds his flashlight. And then they're like, what happened to him? And Jon Voight's like, well, let me show him. And he pulls out a bunch of shedded snake skin, and he throws it out. It falls on the ground. And he's like, this is Anaconda. And then we get the famous quote. Now, the subtitles say, there's snakes out there this big. But when you listen to it, he says, is snakes out there. And like the way he pronounced it, he doesn't really hit the T. He goes, is snakes out there this big?
Is snakes out there this big?
It's such a good reaction. But he lets him know, he's like, yeah, this one's from a few years ago, so it's even bigger now. You guys are going to help me catch it alive. And I'm sure that'll be a good movie, but we're all going to make money if we catch this giant snake alive. And I kind of like British guy here, because he's like, we got to get out of here. We got to get out of here. She's like, no, we're staying for Mateo. And she's like, if you were out there, you want us to stay. And like, this would be me. I'm like, oh no, if I was out there, I'd be dead already. Like, just look, if we're in the Amazon on a boat cruising, I know that was your dream honeymoon. Me, you, and Ian on the boat.
oh yeah, yeah.
Hunting snakes.
Yeah.
It's
I love poaching.
yeah. Like, Tony, let's get a bunch of friends. Let's all go poach snakes. Anyway, yeah, if I'm ever in a situation like this and the crew realizes I'm gone, don't look for me. I'm dead.
I'm not fucking looking for you. Let's go.
I wouldn't even get mad. I'd be like, you know what? I'm dead.
He'll find his way back. He's fine. Maybe some other time.
I'm sure he knows how to get back on the Amazon.
He has a compass on his phone. He's fine.
Oh, yeah, so 1997, we all had compasses on our phones. John starts gaslighting Owen Wilson. He starts, like, negging him and, like, manipulating him. Be like, hey, you want to get that snake, right? A lot of money. It'd be cool, right? You'd be such a cool guy with that snake. So, yeah, then Jon Voight is getting the tranquilizers ready, and he's really mean to J-Lo. She, like, wakes up with her shoulder out, and she looks at him, and he's like, still no Mateo. It's like, dude, that was your buddy.
Yeah, like, that was your friend. Like, we just had him as a driver. We just met him.
Rest in peace, Tiny Monkey.
Yeah, what the hell?
Well, that's okay. The real monkey didn't die because this is a really bad prop dead monkey. Look, the money had to go toward the snake.
It was 100% a stuffed animal with the stuffing removed.
You know, the A team was on snake. The B team was on the panther with the scared face and the monkey bodies. And then Owen Wilson, he almost does the quote. Do you know where you are? You're in the middle of the jungle. It's Guns N' Roses.
Welcome to the jungle.
We are fun and games. Do you remember Jim Carrey's first movie, early movie? He was in a movie called The Deadpool. It was a Dirty Harry sequel. And he plays like a coked out rock star, and they're filming an Exorcist style music video, and he's singing this song. I gotta send you the clip because even back then, Jim Carrey's like, it's a small role, and he's like singing the song. His body's really funny, but it's him singing "Welcome to the Jungle." And
Sure.
Liam Neeson is the director of the movie.
Really?
You know what? I haven't. I've never actually watched it. I've only seen that scene like 100 times.
Huh.
There's like 6 Dirty Harry movies. I've only ever seen the first one, but they just kept making them. So yeah, they hate that Owen Wilson is on Jon Voight's side, but he's like, no, he has more experience out here. We got to listen to him. Ice Cube goes to murder Owen Wilson and Jon, but Jon Voight pulls out a gun. And they're like, well, shit. There's no other guns on board except that fucking rifle that's somewhere that's not in his hands right now that someone should be going and grabbing. At night, they set bait for the snake. And now this, okay, Jaws on the Amazon. This does feel like Jaws because we have the hunter on a big crank type thing, like Jaws with Quint in the chairs with the big thing. So yeah, they're ready to capture him. The snake pops out screaming. Now here, the animatronic is really good. This is where it's sort of really fluid. A lot of times it's very stiff. But here it's like getting all crazy. And from what I read, the animatronic malfunctioned and it went
hilarious.
And it went like all over the place. And they just left that footage.
That's hilarious.
So I think it's the part where it's going really quick and they're like, yeah, just leave it in. Oh, I like that it spits the monkey at the British guy. Yeah. It comes up and just goes, blah. Why doesn't the snake just run away?
Pride.
I guess so.
Pride.
I guess so. Like, that's the problem. It's like, and we've seen that it can eat other things in the jungle. Why would you try to keep eating the things you know can kill you? Go eat another panther or something.
Pride. Or maybe the human stuff is just that good.
Well, I know he was just there to eat the monkey. He didn't really care about the boat. Yeah. And then he got caught. But once he got uncaught, like, he should just be like, I'm swimming away from danger. Instead, he's like, I gotta go after that big girl's butt. Because he does. Like, she runs away and he's like chases off after her. It is cool when his head like goes through the window.
Yeah, that's my favorite scene. When she's like, cool. Ah! And he's just like, bitch, you thought.
Yeah. So he tries to eat J-Lo. Jon Voight shoots him in the mouth. Then Kerry Wurr and Owen Wilson fall into the water. And then the snake turns into a really bad CGI cartoon and wraps around Owen Wilson and takes him in the water. And he's dead. Kerry Wurr is very sad about this.
Kerchew.
Kerchew.
You know, like a chow.
Oh.
That's a sad one.
Oh.
You know, like Lightning McQueen. Owen Wilson.
Yeah. He died in this and then he got his head bit off by a haunted lion statue in The Haunting.
I wouldn't say bit off. I would say it was knocked off.
No, because they made a point that the lion bit him and then ripped his head off. We got to do The Haunting, the 90s Haunting remake at some point.
That fucking movie.
After, it's out now. We did a commentary track for Twister. Me and Kaylee.
You know what we should do with The Haunting? We should also talk about the Netflix show.
And the 60s movie. Which was the perfect adaptation of the book. Like, it just nailed it. Yeah, we should do that at some point. But yeah, we did a commentary track for Twister. So by the time this comes out, Twisters is out. If you want to listen to me and Kaylee watch Twister, because that's John DeBont who ended up doing The Haunting and then Tomb Raider 2. Do you like that one as much as the first one? No, that movie fucking sucks. Tomb Raider 2 sucks. Anyway, so I like everyone's sad and then the camera goes underwater. This part.
So, okay. It's so stupid. It looks awful, but I love it. I love this scene. I was cracking up.
It has still stuck with me for years, this image.
I can vividly picture it.
Yes.
His eyes are all sunken in, and you see his little mouth is open, and you just, he's just stretched out in the snake.
Owen Wilson is in his belly, and it's by the camera, and we see
And apparently he dissolves very fast, because,
Well, yeah, I was a little confused, because I said, and now it will go away for 1 to 2 weeks to digest it and not want anything to do with the people.
Apparently not.
Maybe a different snake trapper caught him 10 minutes later and he threw up Owen Wilson at them. This is really a story of a snake battling with anorexia or bulimia. It's a very tragic tale. If only it could speak, they could help it with its condition.
Take him to therapy. You can beat this little sneaky snake.
I know you're bigger than the other snakes, but that's because you're an anaconda. You're allowed to be.
Oh my God.
It's actually good that you're bigger. So then J-Lo gets all dolled up In what world?
Wait, hold up.
Yeah.
So you're in the middle of the fucking Amazon, right?
Yeah.
It's hot and humid.
Yeah.
All she does is add lipstick. Why do you have lipstick?
It's gonna like melt off.
Yeah.
So we're shooting this right after VHS Fest, and like Kaylee and Crystal's like, and Casey, they're like makeup was like melting. They're like, "Is my makeup still on?" I'm like, "Yes, it's
I
still on."
asked Ian when we left. I was like, "How's my makeup?" He's like, "It actually held up really well." I'm like, "Good."
Yeah, she gets all dolled up, and she gets in there trying to be sexy. It's like, lady, he's gonna see right fucking through this.
He was so cute. He was just like, well, hold on.
Yeah. He like knows. Yeah, I think he knows what she's trying to pull, but
No shit.
he wants to see how long he can enjoy it before the inevitable happens. So yeah, she vents to him. She's like, "This film was gonna be my big break, and now I'm really into filming snakes being captured. It's like my thing now. So maybe we'll do that." She's like rubbing on him and whatnot, and then they make out. And then he sees Ice Cube. Ice Cube tries to get the drop on him and fails, but luckily British guy is able to pull it off. Yeah. And then they're like, "Should we keep hitting him?" And I'm like, "Yes. Let's just throw him in the water." I'm like, "Yes." And she's like, "We've had enough. Let's tie him up." I'm like, "No."
That was so stupid.
No. This is a terrible.
That's not gonna go well.
So yeah, I like that J-Lo figures out it was all set up. Like Mateo got them there. Mm-hmm. It was like a long con because they just needed people to help them. But then she's like, "I could trap a snake too." It's like, can you? She never makes an effort to trap that snake, really. Also, the equipment he had for that very specific method of capturing the snake was broken, so... But hey, if men can do it, women can do it. Am I right? If men can work on Boeing planes, women can work on Boeing planes, and nothing will go wrong. Yeah, so for some reason they tie him up. I don't know why. British guy now knows how to drive the boat.
Yeah.
Maybe they cut something out that explained that. Maybe there was like a scene where Mateo's...
I don't know.
Off the top of my head, I can't think of any... Because they make a point to be like, "Oh, the driver's gone. Only he could drive it." But then the British guy's just driving it. And I feel like we missed something there. Either we missed something there or something was cut out. Why would this character know this? But he's teaching it to Ice Cube. And this is very convenient because he's about to die and someone's going to need to drive the boat at the end of the movie.
Oh, my God.
But this is when they start getting along. And they're like, "Hey, black guy, we're bonding over boats." And black guy is like, "Yeah, white guy, I love boats too." That's how we're going to solve all our problems. We just need to get white people and black people on boats together. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. Anaconda is the way. All right. So now that racism is solved, they... Oh, wait, that's right. They start talking about white and black things that they... I'm like, man, only in the 90s could you write this and it was, at the time, would have been seen as progressive. So they get stuck near a waterfall, which we will soon learn is magical. And they come up with a plan. They're like, "We have to use the winch to tie it to a tree and like get us to be pulled back off this rock that we landed on." So yeah, this means they have to get in the water with the ropes. They're not thrilled about it. And they're like, "Okay, British guy, you go there. We're going to go here. And who should we leave with the bad guy?"
Why did it take two people for the one side and one person for the other?
Maybe it was like closer and less in the water. I don't know. But then, yeah, so they're like, "Who are we going to leave with Jon Voight?" "Oh, the woman who's upset that her boyfriend died as a result of his actions. I'm sure she won't try anything."
No, not at all.
Honestly,
This is a great plan.
Eric Stoltz, who's in a coma, would have done a better job of keeping an eye on him. He jumps up and grabs her. I don't know how, because he's on his butt. He would have to like get a little bit of like. He jumps up way too quick in a way that doesn't.
It was some Black Widow shit. Like
it really was. And he grabs he does like a Sonya Blade for Mortal Kombat. And he,
Rest in peace, baby bird.
oh, he's doing prayers in like Latin or whatever. In the name of the Padre Sancta. He says something. But then he throws her in the water. And first off, by the way, the people in the water are maybe 15 feet away.
Okay, yeah.
They don't hear
any of that.
When you see how far away British guy is, he would have heard that. He would have been like, is someone praying right now? But I like that he throws her in the water.
Or even hears like this like commotion.
Yeah. They all hear the splash. British guy turns around. He would still see the water rippling and be like, what was that? Instead, he's like, oh, must be nothing. It's like,
Must have been the wind.
God, you guys are all fucking idiots. So the snake stops by and said, hey, guys, it's me again.
I'm still hungry.
I'm going to chase you. And the British guy, they're trying to get back to the boat. The British guy is suddenly brave. And he's like, no, go after me. Go after me. You want me. And he starts climbing up the waterfall. And at this point, while he's climbing the waterfall, Ice Cube and J-Lo are fighting Jon Voight, who cut himself loose. So there's action all around. You would say that there's a scare a minute in this scene, perhaps. And then I felt so bad for British guy here.
Yeah, he got screwed.
Because he's like, oh no, the snake followed me into the waterfall. I'll jump in the water. It definitely won't. He's like, oh, the problem was he jumped in slow motion and the snake moved in normal motion.
That's what it was.
He should have sped up his fall.
Yep.
It really is. Gives the snake a lot of time to get down there and grab him. And wraps him up in the tree. But then, like, maybe the snake is putting on some weight because then the tree collapses onto the boat. It's like a whole shit show. So he's dead. First off, the tree wakes up, Eric Stoltz. But yeah, then it bites Ice Cube, the snake. And then the snake, like, gets off of it and then picks up the dead girl for no reason. I guess they just wanted people to remember that she was there. I don't know. The snake is the snake has too many options right now. It's like, I don't know which one.
He's like, I could go for some gourmet.
Do I want this? Do I want that? Do I want this? So then J-Lo shows up and shoots its eye out. And it dies. And then it's been a minute since I saw this, but I thought like the snake at the end was still this snake.
No.
With like a scar. No, this snake's just dead.
Yeah. There's two
John,
all along. For some reason.
One. But it makes... The two all along is a surprise in Lake Placid. But in this movie, it's like, yeah, there probably would be a bunch of them, to be honest. Like, why would there just be one out there? But yeah, so regardless, this one's dead. I don't know if this is the one we've been following the whole time or if they've been taking turns. Maybe that one that ate the panther did just go away and didn't attack them. Maybe the one that ate Owen Wilson was like, okay, well, I'm done. This fixes that.
Sure, whatever.
So yeah, Voight is pissed. He's like, "Who killed my warrior snake?" Ah! And then Eric Stoltz hits him with the dart. But then the dart falls out of his back.
Yeah.
And then we get the ADR. The dart fell out. Yeah. Somehow he was half drugged and still managed to swim underwater.
Yeah.
And fast enough that they didn't see him get up anywhere. I hate that in movies when they fall in the water and disappear. It's like, all you have to do is keep looking. You'll see him pop up at some point. Can't hold his breath that long. But then they go to leave the waterfall. And the waterfall is in reverse. It's a backwards waterfall.
It's a magical waterfall.
I don't know why. We knew that they were leaving that area. I don't know why they felt that. Normally you would want a scene in a transition to show like them leaving the previous set. So they're like, we need this scene of the boat leaving where they were. But they only shot footage of the boat entering the area. So what did they do? They're like, oh, we'll just reverse the footage. And you know what? That sometimes does work. What we need to be sure of is that a waterfall is not in the shot. Because it lingers for a while. I can never watch this movie the same way again without seeing the backwards waterfall. But maybe because it's South America, the water goes the other.
Clearly. Yeah, you got it.
Someone must have made that. As I'm saying that joke, I'm like, someone had to have made that joke already. Oh, well. It was funny to me. So then they come across a place. What was the place? It looked like a factory or...
Yeah, some type of factory.
I couldn't tell what it was.
In the middle of the Amazon.
Yeah, I couldn't tell what it was. All we do know is that people were there and they all died because they pick up like a broken gun. They're like, I don't want to know what happened here.
Well, doesn't
Jon Voight? Yeah. So people were there at one point, and I guess the Anacondas got a little carried away. So yeah, Jon attacks them, and then he uses them as bait. He pours monkey blood all over them, which I thought was mean. Then a new
I thought that they were just knocked out and he just went off to kill some monkeys, drained a lot of blood, by the way, and then just whatever.
And then a new Anaconda shows up, looking kind of just like the other Anaconda. It didn't look like any
I thought the colors were different.
Maybe the colors were different.
I think the colors are different. 'Cause I don't know why I remembered it this way, but I always thought that like the one that was out doing the hunting was the male anaconda, and then the one that was in the factory was the female anaconda.
Yeah, maybe.
And I don't know
because that is a nest. They do say
yeah,
it's
that's
a
what I was gonna
nest.
say.
Yeah,
and then the babies are there. And yeah.
Although I don't think snakes have social groups like that.
No.
Don't some of them have snake orgies? Actually, Snake Orgy is literally the plot of the second Anaconda movie. I don't know if you ever got around to seeing it.
No, I didn't.
The Curse of the Blood Orchid. Spoiler, the blood orchid is like a flower that makes them really horny.
Alrighty then.
Yep.
Cool.
So, yeah, he's spraying them blood. A new Anaconda shows up. Oh, yeah, Jon Voight's plan falls apart. He tries to get in like a rope. A net didn't work, and he's like, let me climb up this ladder. And the son of a bitch wraps around the ladder, bites him. And then we get the most gross scene. Something about... So we get a POV from inside the anaconda's mouth. It just feels very vaginal. I don't know. It feels very gross. I don't like it.
Vaginal?
It just feels very vaginal.
Because it's a hole?
Yeah, and it's like pink in the inside. I don't like it. I don't like it. It's gross.
What do you think your esophagus looks like?
Yeah, but I don't know. Something about this scene is very sexual to me, and it makes me uncomfortable.
Well, he's a fucking weirdo. I just was like, oh, cool, inside of the snake. That's what I thought personally, but okay, whatever, Tony.
And Jon Voight gets eaten! And now the snake will go away for 1 to 2 weeks to digest him, and it will make no effort to kill more humans.
It's true.
Never mind. It chases J-Lo around and then vomits Jon Voight in front of her.
So, I need you to specifically remember what Jon Voight looks like when he's thrown up.
Okay. Why?
When you see long legs, I need you to text me after you see the movie.
Okay. I will. I remember what he looks like. Also, it was pretty good. So none of the squeezing has really been graphic until he gets squeezed and his jaw breaks and his face gets... Oh, like, that was gross.
I like how he winked at her. Like, what the fuck?
You know, I feel like if I'm half dead and I saw you, I'd be like, hey, what's up? Can you believe this? I just got eaten.
I got eaten alive.
Talk about it on the show. You still have to do the show, by the way.
Hi, everyone. This is Johanna from Hack the Movies. Tony's not here anymore because he got vaginally eaten.
Well, no. I mean, look, you'll still be co-host. Obviously, Mint Salad gets the main chair. I let her sit in the main chair for a review we did. And you know what I did the whole time? I bitched about how uncomfortable those chairs
I told you!
I bitched about, like, the mic placement. Like, oh, my God, you can't put your arms down.
No.
You guys do...
It's awful.
I kept derailing her interview, just being like, "Oh, where do I put my legs?"
See?
It
That's why I asked you that one time if I could just move the stuff so I could at least like have like some like little like foot rest.
It made me rethink some things. I'm gonna
yeah. Haven't been bitching about this for I don't know how many years. 4.
So, the snake is chasing her into like a smokestack. Whatchamacallit, he can't run, his legs messed up. He does like a pickaxe and he hits the tail so it can't like reach her. And he's like, I think I could blow it up. Says it just like that. And she's like, yeah, do it. I'm sure this gate at the top of this smokestack is easy to open. Like, I would have tested that first.
I was cracking the fuck up after he like lit it.
Yeah.
And she's like, I can't get out. No, wait. And it's just like, it's already done. Like,
that's not how this works. So yeah, she's able to get, I don't know why the snake just didn't double back and look at its tail and figure out what was going on. Instead, he's like, I gotta eat this lady. Even though I could have just had that other guy in my belly and left them alone and just ran away and survived. Anyway, so it's in the smokestack. They're lighting the fire. She's able to get out, and he's like, you got to jump. And he's like, I can't jump.
It's too high.
You got to do it. So, like, she jumps. The smokestack explodes. Okay, this part's awesome. It explodes, and then out of the fire is the CGI snake wiggling on fire, going, "Ah!" Yeah, you're right. It's screaming. And since this is a lady one, it's got an even higher pitch.
Oh,
scream.
yeah. Yeah, I don't know why I always remembered it that way.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Yeah, and then it's in the water, and it's on fire. And if I was the snake, I'd be like, I gotta go underwater. Instead, this snake is like, why don't I pull a Jaws 4 and hover above the water?
And just...
And the whole time, I'm just like, go down. Down. Get in the water. Go. And you'll be fine. You'll be fine.
And it was, in fact, not fine.
It was not fine, as it turns out. It was the very opposite of fine. But yeah, it chases her around, and eventually it just...
Yeah, it died.
It dies. It dies. Psych! It's back! And then when I was remembering this, I misremembered it. I'm like, oh, did that previous one with the eye show up? And I'm like, oh, no, this is the same snake we're seeing now. Like,
And you pop through the deck, and they're like...
Yeah, then friggin'... I'm glad J-Lo didn't kill it. I'm glad that a brave man came in and that it was Ice Cube, and he's like, here we go! Boom! Axe to the head. Deadsville. What are you looking for?
I was looking for a pen. I was going to write asshole on this Post-it and then just stick it to your head.
Be careful. You keep forgetting that I'm currently being murdered by an anaconda and it might bite you.
I'll take my chances.
What do you know it? Stoltz wakes up. Again.
Again, yeah, he's fine.
Oh,
We forgot to talk about the part where Jon Voight's character presses into his wound.
Yeah, that hurt.
That's the thing that got me the most. I was like, oh, God.
So yeah, he wakes up just in time to find the tribe. And then she's like, well, get your camera. Let's do the documentary. And he doesn't go, where is everyone? Who's gonna narrate? Where's the British guy? It's like, oh no, everyone's dead. A snake ate him, or that guy killed them. Like, oh, the wasp.
Oh yeah.
When J-Lo is like, you did this, you did this, you did this, he looks at her and goes, oh, you forgot about the wasp. He's the one that shoved the wasp.
That's right.
He shoved the wasp in there. Yeah.
That's right. I remember now.
How could you forget about the wasp? Like, I love that he's total bad guy. He's like, well, now that I'm caught, I'm just gonna brag about it. Yeah, and then they film the documentary and it just ends on a happy note. And that is Anaconda. It's very stupid, but I kind of enjoy it.
I love it's so fucking
I will
stupid.
say, there are, I did see some reviews, and watching it as an adult now, at first 40 minutes is a little slow.
Oh, yeah.
And the characters, other than Jon Voight,
suck. They're not memorable.
They're very stock characters. Like Lake Placid, every character in Lake Placid is a total unlikable asshole, but they all have a little bit of personality, even though they're the worst personalities.
It's all just pretty girl.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
the sexy one,
Until
the black guy, the British guy.
Yeah, until the
horny
snake
white man.
until the snake shows up, you're like, Jon Voight can only carry you so far. You need that
Yeah.
snake to help the rest of the movie. But yeah, I still enjoy it to this day. I have a lot of fun with it. It has a bit of a legacy here. I have a question. Do you want to know what that Dick Leonard Maltin thought of the movie?
No, but I guess I have to.
He awarded the film a mixed 2 out of possible 4 stars, criticizing the film's hokey special effects and expositionless script, but complimented the film's use of Brazilian locale and Voight's campy performance. At least he recognized that voice is really good. The Golden Raspberries, where they award stuff to bad movies, didn't win any, but it was nominated for 6, but these are my favorite. Worst actor, Jon Voight.
He was not the worst actor.
No. Worst actor of the year? No. He's not even the worst actor in this movie. Worst new star, the animatronic Anaconda. And this is the kicker. Worst screen couple, Jon Voight and the animatronic Anaconda.
I don't know. I think they had great chemistry.
By the way, I think Ice Cube's son posted a picture a while back that his family still has one of the Anaconda heads.
Yeah?
There is a museum that has one of the animatronic anacondas.
Where?
I don't know. I'll look up an image for this, but yeah, if you Google it's on display at some museum, and it's like it still has like the skin. Obviously, it's like deteriorating, and then the rest of the body is like the animatronic, like skeleton. Yeah. So if you really love Anaconda, you could go to that one museum and be like, there it is, there it is. Are you looking it up?
Yeah.
While you're looking it up, this movie had many sequels, and I will read the titles to you right now. Anacondas, because there's multiple ones, even though there was multiple ones in the first one. Anacondas.
California.
Oh, it's in California?
California.
Which museum?
Wait, that's cool as heck. California Academy of Sciences.
Oh, we got to make a trip. We got to make a trip there. That's the one, yeah.
Like, that's cool as shit.
Anacondas, The Hunt for the Blood Orchid, which, funny enough, the director of
Yeah, it's definitely a different snake, because this is the first one. The
Yeah.
other one's, like, red and black.
Yeah, yeah. We should do Anacondas, Hunt for the Blood Orchid. I've covered a lot of that director's movies, apparently. That was released in theaters, and then the other ones went straight to video. Anaconda 3, Offspring. Anacondas, Trial of Blood. And then, look. What?
I was right. How I was remembering the male and female, because the one anaconda is called the queen, which is the black one, and the other one's the warrior, the green one.
Oh, gotcha.
I was right. Look at me. Look at me go.
Also, they're kind of ripping off the end of
Shut up.
Arachnophobia with the king and queen spider, which also doesn't really make sense. What we should do, because we're definitely not going to review these one at a time, because those will all be flop episodes. We'll be barely made by with Lake Placid. We should do worst Anaconda movie, worst Lake Placid movie, and then we should give a dedicated review to Lake Placid versus Anaconda, which I can't stress enough. The crocodile was not called Lake Placid. Funny enough, the lake in the movie wasn't even called Lake Placid. They make a point to say they wanted to call it Lake Placid. It was something else. But eventually, these two franchises crossed over. Alien and Predator. Freddy and Jason. Lake Placid and Anaconda.
Sure.
We all wanted it. We all wanted it.
Always.
Because I think there are two Lake Placid sequels before Lake Placid versus Anaconda.
Okay.
So we will do that. And apparently, it says that this year, China put out a reimagining of Anaconda. So there is a Chinese Anaconda film. I will try to hunt down a copy of that.
I'll see if I can find it too.
Yeah, I don't know if it streams anywhere, but we will look for it. That is it from us. Johanna, before I die a horrible death, hopefully I will survive. Where can we find you?
Mainly Twitter.
X.
Donald Trump said Twitter during the debate. So
Twitter.
Stuff like hearts, and I'll start streaming again sometime soon. But it's stuff like games on Twitch.
Yes.
TV.
And if I survive this horrifying snake attack, you can find me on Patreon. Patreon.com/hackthemovies. Listen to our Deep Rising commentary track. Since you didn't get to be in the episode, we did a Deep Rising commentary track. Cameo. Cameo.com/Tony Peluso. When are you going to get in Cameo?
I don't want to do Cameo.
It's fun.
Okay.
It's fun. You can turn them down. You don't have to do all of them.
What's the fun in that?
Because you get people like AJ Wizzle who pays me to make out with Crystal. And I'm like, no. Deny.
Maybe
no.
I'm getting Cameo.
No. Get on there, buy something in the merch store. Again, subscribe on Rumble just in case something bad happens. And yeah, I think not counting the bonus, not counting the live wrap up, this might be the last regular episode of July. That means August is on its way. That means Boys Month 2. Boys Month 2. Boys Month 2. Are you happy that you've only been in 2 episodes this year and I'm already kicking you off the channel for a month?
I'm going to crash Boys
No,
Month
you're
2.
not.
I'm going to show up to this store and I'll be like, what's up? Actually, I'm going to come in a beard. I'm gonna dress up. I'm gonna wear Ian's clothes like I did for Halloween that one year, and I'm gonna be like, "Hey guys, what's up? I'm Ian."
I just want you to know, I predicted you did something like that, so I started shooting episodes back in April. They're already recorded.
So I'm gonna break in when you're gone and erase everything from your computer.
You don't know my password.
I will figure it out.
Shit, you might know my password. I better change that fucking password. Yeah, so that's it from us, Anaconda. Let us know what you think. Goodbye.
And nothing of importance was lost. Abuse!
Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out our other videos and Patreon page.
Talking about tapes.